We're chillin'. Now, effectively chilling. I forgot to... Damn it! I swapped tabs. I made the mistake you should never make. Ah, well. Wow, I'm still not allowed back in. That's awesome. There we are. Sweden! I actually like this map. I know a lot of people hate this map. Personally, I think it's just a fun King of the Hill map. Peem portrait. It's not. This is not Peem. Is not Peem in any circumstance. What? That one dude just jumped off a cliff. I saw the bow and arrow and I was like, oh. Monkey D freaky. Why? We've got the McDonald's gun on deck. I am in water. Why am I still burning? I mean, I suppose that is accurate. You wouldn't just stop burning entirely if you stepped into a bit of water, but this is a video game. Come on now. AliExpress. No. No. Oh no. That's no good. You don't want that. Okay. I did it. Good news. I've killed a man. Hi. Oh god. Fish, 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 fish. I'm in the water. Can't kill me, I'm in the water. Fish, fish, fish. The fish does nothing. The fish is just the stock bat, but it looks funny. You can also detect dead-ringing spies, but that's such a niche utility that no one ever uses, actually. Where? Fortress 2? Yeah, I think that's correct. Who needs utility when fun? Exactly. That's the thing, is like every single unlock for Scout is theoretically better than the stock bat just because the stock bat is very weak and has no real need to exist. However, funny. You could theoretically use something useful, like the atomizer. The atomizer gives you 3 jumps instead of 2 when you have it equipped. However, it is incredibly funny to hit people with a fish. The bonk is also a good weapon, in my opinion. It's severely underrated. I think Scout does not have a bad secondary. Like, the pistol, stock pistol is reliable and good, and makes up for Shout's shortcomings when it comes to long and mid-range. Then, of course, you have the Winger, which is more utility, which is always good. And then you have the Pretty Boy's pocket pistol, which heals and also fires faster than the stock pistol, which is good as well. And then you have the bonk, which makes you invincible for a couple seconds, which is great, in my opinion. You have the Criticola, which, you know, gives you mini crits for a minute. And then you have the Cleaver, which is long-range damage over time with bleed. It's like everything that Scout has as a secondary is super freaking good, and then his melees are just like, alright, well, you've all got different varieties of bad, so just pick your poison. I just realized I have the wrong thing equipped here. Oh. Can Critical and Kritzkrieg stack? I don't think they do, because I think you just get the crits from the Kritzkrieg. I don't think you get the, like, any added damage from the mini crits. I think it's like how, like, you can't get, like, double healing sources, but you can get... That is a spy. That is the most obvious spy of all time. Ho ho ho! Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, pal o' mine. There was nothing I could do there. Holy crap, Lois. You not? How am I supposed to get my points if people don't let me get my points? Play the game normally. That's stupid. just gonna stand back for a moment. Got the fists out. Hey Lois, remember that time I was in Team Fortress 2? Joker, Peter Griffin. That is a thing. That is a thing. It does exist. Well, that's not good. It's specifically like the hospital scene, Dark Knight Joker. It's amazing how anytime I look at like any number of people while spectating, I'm like, oh, that's a spy. And I'm always right. Girl who is never wrong. That's me. It takes too much effort to be wrong. I would much rather be right all the time. Unironically, I think it would be it would be a net benefit to the game to just outright remove the Dead Ringer. Though, to be perfectly honest, I don't think there is a possible way to balance Sniper and Spy in a way that they are fun to fight against. Because the fact of the matter is, getting one shot is never going to be fun for pretty much anyone, other than the person who's winning. It makes sense why they exist. It's not as if they're poorly designed in theory. It's just that you kinda can't balance it in a way that is fun for people to play around. You either nerf it, which makes it a problem for, you know, the attacker, and that's no good at all, or you keep it how it is, and it's still incredibly stupid. It's, not really fun. The perfect way to balance the game is to only let medics attack, and that's the only class. No. Because Medic... Okay, unfortunately, Medic is incredibly poorly designed in the fact that he has, like... He has, like, 2 unlocks that 100% completely and utterly negate the reason to use anything else. There is literally no reason to ever not just use the Uber Saw and the what's it called? The crossbow. There is never a circumstance where you realistically should be using either, because the crossbow gives you long-range, fast burst healing, and it can headshot, I believe. Great. Then you have the Uber Saw, which is just like, okay, if you hit someone with your melee, it does less damage than your normal melee, however, you have now charged your entire Uber meter. Alright. Yeah, it's not something that has... Balance was not considered when making that. Alright, well, that's fun. Perfect way to balance the game, delete the game. Yeah. there are very few circumstances where I think just outright removing something is a good way to balance anything. But, like, there are a couple items where you're just like, yeah. Like, the vaccinator and, oh, I have channel points now? That's cool. Does that mean, like I'm qualifying for a partner or something? Like, what does that mean? I think, cool. I should do that then, after the stream, I suppose. Unless my app is tweaking. With Twitch, you never know. But yeah, objectively, if you removed the Vaccinator, the Diamondback, and the Dead Ringer, I don't think there would be any actual valid complaints. It is genuinely better to just remove those items entirely. Like, everything else you give up, like, even the kunai, I'll give the kunai. Even with that, you have to make substantial, like, you have to take risks to use it. Not incredibly high risks, but unfortunately, like, with the Vaccinator, you give up nothing. With the, Diamondback, you give up nothing, and the Uber Saw, you are actually giving up more by not using it. Ugh. It is so hard to do literally anything relating to a survive this much damage, like, challenge, when literally there is nothing you can do, against a spy. You just die instantly, so there's no counterplay. Just like, oh, whoops, sorry. I made the mistake of pressing M1 and having, 37 years in between the time of clicking and the time of actually firing. And I'm also slowed down substantially, so I can't actually, turn around and do anything. And, I can't exactly take off the sandwich for a shotgun because, well, you need sustain with this character to have them make full use of, their abilities. But, Hold on. Okay, I tried. I tried to help my teammate, and it did not work. I'm dead. I love games that just lose idiots mechanics. I mean, here's the thing. It makes sense. It is a character that is specifically designed to counter this class. It's like, Spy basically has two purposes, to counter Sniper and to counter Heavy. Well, and Medic too. Because, they are classes that have, they are very high damage, potentially. Here's the thing, the most high damage class in the game is Sniper, which is actually, it makes sense, theoretically. I'll try using, the family business. I'll see if it works. I'm not sure if it will. Like, Because the thing is, like, Spy is a glass cannon. Unless they're using the kunai, then they're a tank. Realistically, it does not make sense to have no counter to a class that, if they are being pocketed, is fundamentally just going to demolish the entire game. However, Spy has very few reliable counters, and that reliable and by very few reliable counters, I mean Pyro. And then, with Pyro, it's just like, you just spam, you just spam against them, you just WM1, and you win. And there's nothing you can really do. And that is an instance where immediately I'm like, well, it would have been great if I had my, healing item, but I was concerned about spies and the ability to attack quickly, so... Basically, there's two ways of balancing in this game, and that is by... Let's talk about this. I think that Sniper should not be able to do that. I do not think getting domed from across the entire map for an area that you as a, there are so many classes that cannot deal with Sniper at all. It's just like, okay, what realistically is Heavy, a class with no long range, only mid-range and close range, supposed to do against a Sniper? That's a great question. What is a Pyro, who has nothing but close range, supposed to do against a Sniper? The fact that Heavy, the most tanky class in the game, unless you're using the kunai as Spy, cannot take one shot from a Sniper is a problem. Like, it's just remove Sniper's bullets. No, it's really easy. It's just called don't one-shot. Overwatch actually fixed this problem a long time ago. They made it so that headshots are not an instant kill with Widowmaker. Just like, you should be disadvantaged. You should not have your tanks and every line just completely wiped by the fact that, oops, you existed in a sightline that covers the entire map. It is one of those things where it's just like, yes, it makes sense to reward good aim with headshots. However, you have to do it in a way where it's actually possible to counter them. Like, the thing is, also Sniper has backpacks which eliminate two of his weaknesses entirely. The Razorback makes it so that he is immune to backstabs from Spy, which essentially makes it so that, oh, well, you lose. And there's also the Darwin's Danger Shield, which has the effect of you do not take fire damage, which means, oops, you have, in effect, removed Pyro from the game. Good job. Pyro, a class that you already severely hard counter by the fact they have no range. The only ranged option you have as Pyro is to spam flares for chip damage. And the fact of the matter is, by removing their ability to do that, you have removed Pyro from the game. Like, it's such a poor design. And here's the thing, Spy, who theoretically is Sniper's counter, isn't. Because here's the thing, Sniper has a really cool loadout item, which is known as the Girardi. What the Girardi does is, it makes it so that any hit that you make after soaking someone with Girardi is a mini crit. Okay, now pair this And here's the thing. Sniper's other secondaries are the backpacks, which either negates his counter to Spy already, or the one that negates Pyro from the game. Or the SMGs that have very little utility most of the time. So you're usually using Girardi because it's a splash. It is a splash effect that makes it much easier to kill. And then you have your melee weapon, the Bushwhacker, which makes it any instance of mini crits is replaced with full crit. What that means is that, well, you use Girardi, you use the Bushwhacker, you want to know what happens? You delete Spy from the game. Because here's the thing. Spy, when they are hit with a bottle of Girardi, can be tracked through their cloak. Which means a Spy goes after you, you notice the Spy, you throw your Girardi, you track where they are, one swing, they are dead. It's interactive gameplay. Ironically, the effect that Spy is supposed to have, being a pick class, making it easier to take out high priority targets, is actually done significantly better by Scout. What Scout has is an unlock called the Fan of War, which replaces their regular stock bat with a bat that does 15 damage instead of doing its, like, it is like something obscene, like it does 10% of normal damage. It is utterly horrible. But what it does is it marks the enemy for death, which makes them take mini crit damage, which means they take more damage, and it also highlights them to the rest of the of your team, which in effect makes it so that your team knows to focus on them and it's easier to take them down, as opposed to the option of just kill them in one hit from an invisible source, which, you know, negates counterplay. It basically makes it so instead of, you know, just making it so that the game is not playable, it makes it so that you have opportunities for counterplay, which is a lot more fun for everyone involved, and it isn't an instant death sentence. And that's the Razorback. What it does is it breaks, and it'll regenerate after a minute, and you just don't take backstab damage. It's really cool. Yeah, Sniper and Spy are such horrifically designed classes that I genuinely do not know how they made it out of the testing phase. maybe they weren't as bad before new items and shit. Yeah, I mean, the stock sniper rifle is still probably Sniper's absolute best. Unless you... the Bizarre Bargain, maybe. But, yeah, Girardi and Bushwhacker really did fuck it up. Like, and Spy was definitely not as bad before the Dead Ringer and, I'm going to now turn off text chat because people were being bigots. That's great. Yeah, Spy used to be pretty decently balanced, and then they added the Kunai, Diamondback, and the Dead Ringer. And also the old Ambassador was pretty fucked up, too. Though, admittedly, it was less so than the Diamondback is currently. What the Ambassador does is it was really good with headshots. And then they made it so that it can't headshot as effectively because, you know, the entire purpose of it existing was having, you know, headshots. That way it was easier to, you know, reward skill expression with, you know, damage. But no, that's not allowed. Spy is not supposed to be a skilled class. We added the Dead Ringer, which at one point literally could just instantly be recharged by any small ammo box. And what it used to do was just oh dear fucking lord. You know what? It's just a regular Spy. That's fine. That's fine. That's more tolerable. The Dead Ringer used to just completely... It just basically made you immortal. And there was no reason to not run it. There's still no reason to not run it. It's like, I love this game. It's totally pay to win. Like, I hate the fact that people claim that this game is not completely and utterly pay to win. It is. I genuinely do not understand how you manage to not realize this game is pay to win in any way, shape, and form. It's just like... Yeah, theoretically, certain items are worse in some regards and don't completely negate the stock ones, but here's the thing. Let's go to Scout. Scout has all of these. However, the stock bat, all it can do is melee damage. Everything else here can do melee damage and has an additional feature. Maybe that's why they don't give updates anymore, so it doesn't further break. Yeah, probably. Also because Valve realized that they don't have to make games to make money, so they have just decided to lay off their entire storytelling team. So they decide, you know, let's not make games anymore. We're just going to add skins to Counter-Strike and just make infinite money. But yeah, it's just like, first of all, right there, Demo Man using a sword and shield. Guess what? That's not something you get for free. You have to pay for that. And that is an entire class in this game, essentially, through Demo Night, that you just don't get the opportunity to play if you don't pay money to Gabe Newell. And then, you know, you have all of the unlocks, like, oh hey, there's Scout using the Rap Assassin. Now, the Rap Assassin does less melee damage, however, it gives you a projectile that causes bleed damage from a mid to long range. And you see what that does is it gives Scout something they don't have already, which is mid to long range. Like, Half-Life 3 is being playtested as we speak? No. I genuinely will not believe that shit until the game comes out. This is going to be a Kingdom Hearts 3 thing for me, where that game does not exist until I physically see it being played on my screen in front of me. They'll shadow drop it like the Oblivion remaster. I mean, they did that with Half-Life Alyx, to be fair. Uh-oh. Oh, I took 1,000 damage in a single life, thank God. Can't wait to control Gordon Freeman's individual toes in Half-Life 3. So, fun fact, this is not specifically related to that. It's close, but not exactly that. One of the things that, was in the cards for Half-Life 2 Episode 3 was the introduction of a deaf character, that you could speak to through sign. They wanted you to actually have, well, the ability to sign back. Because, you know, they thought that would be a fun thing to add. Of course, that was way too difficult to do back in the day, but they might actually figure out a way to do that shit, which is... Christ. What? There was another thing off to the side. I saw it. No wonder that shit didn't come out. Yeah. It is one of those things where you're just like, yeah, that's a cool idea. But, dear lord, that would have been incredibly fucking difficult to do. I would love to have, like, scout and stuff, but I think I'm just going to swap off and let myself play something other than heavy. Mix of sign language of different... No! I feel like that would defeat the purpose. Part of it was genuinely that they wanted to, like, have an easier way of people to, like, learn basic sign language. I'm pretty sure that would negate the thing that they wanted you to do, which was actually be able to learn. You know what? I want to play Pyro. Like, yes, that would be fucked up and evil. Don't do it! That's a... Learning in my violence... It's not the point! Not the point. No, just fucking around. Yeah, but, like, you know. Stop walking away so I can actually get the fire off of you. You have a friendly pyro next to you while you're burning. What you should do, definitely walk away with the pyro who has a built-in way of removing that fire from killing you. Yeah. Good idea. Thank you. How? There we are. Jesus. Oh, good. Ronnie James Dio? Fun fact, none of those hit. I don't know how. Nice to see his taste in the afterlife. Yeah, I guess so. I swear, this first point is so poorly designed. It's just like, yeah. What class was he playing? I'm pretty sure he was playing Demo Man, which objectively, you know, that's a based class to be playing. I'll hand it to him. Oh, good. Short circuit. We love those. How are y'all still alive? Well, Demo Night would check out. Yeah, probably. I don't know how we did make it through. It might, no, I got nothing. I should not be this high up in the leaderboard. I'm bad at video games. Why are we not doing anything to push forward? Thank you. Thank you to the brave soldier using the airstrike I was spectating for doing one thing. Thank you. I don't know why we decided, yeah, it's a great idea to just sit here and not move. Yes. Thank you. No. Stop playing sniper turtling away from point. Stand on the point. Why am I in third? I'm playing medic. To be fair, you get assists in the leaderboard for every single kill the person you're healing gets, so there is a reason for that. Holy shit, we made it through. There is literally no reason. Christ. Oh. Sometimes I wonder if I'm playing with actual people. These might genuinely all be bots. Though bots might be better. Please come back. Hopefully that was enough stalling for them to capture the point. It was! I have no clue where there's a point called door. I have no fucking clue where the hell that could be. Oh, I know which point that is now. Never mind. I feel like I just burst a blood vessel in my eye. Oh, thank God. I'm in fourth now. That's much more reasonable. I can take that. I can't take being in third. That's fucked up. Oh yeah, and this is the flamethrower from the Alien movies. Isn't that cool? I like that. Uh-oh. Why can the Uber saw crit? Why? That's an obscenely stupid thing. Holy shit. I definitely air blast. Aside from creating a horrific ecosystem, at least you know how much items cost in real money for items. It's not man dollars or whatever. That's fair. It's like when Xbox used to use, like, gamer points or whatever the fuck, the fucking Xbox. Oh, I was going the wrong way entirely. They had a horrible conversion rate that made no sense too, if I remember. Yes, and it was done like that on purpose because, you know, that makes it so you have to buy more, essentially. It's like how Fortnite V-Bucks are always like a skin is always going to be like slightly more than like the base tier of V-Bucks, because that means you have to buy more. It's an evil and fucked up way of doing it, but it is just what they do. Nintendo did it normally, if I remember. Nintendo was at least consistent with their pricing, is the thing. Nintendo did this very fun thing where, the way that they priced things was like, alright, so this is like, with like the Wii shop, they were like, okay, all NES games are this same price. All Super Nintendo games are this same price. All N64 games are this same price. Like, they did that intentionally to make it so, you know, you were always playing, like, a consistent rate, which was smart. I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, they just tried to keep prices consistent. Meanwhile, with, like, even fucking Fortnite skins, it's just like, whatever. You'll pay whatever price for this bullshit. Yeah, I think that was getting around some sort of law, too. That way they wouldn't have to, like... I don't know. It was something like, oh, back in the day, you couldn't use, like, real money to buy online, like, video game things. Just, like, it was probably something stupid like that. Like, I've seen video games. I've seen the law. Sometimes it's stupid and bullshit. I don't think PlayStation ever used points, though. No, I think they did. Yeah, no, they did. For a very brief period of time, if I remember correctly. That was a PS3 thing. They stopped that shit pretty soon after doing it, though. Oh, wait, we're on defense, aren't we? Yeah. I need to swap my contracts. Uh-oh. Yeah. Honestly, never had one. I own a PS3 now because when the PS4 came out, they were like, hey, you know, we got a bunch of these PS3 Super Slims. $50 at Walmart. And I went, oh, okay. Ow. You can now play the game that's exclusive to PS3. That's right. Katamari Forever. I think I might own Metal Gear Solid 4 now. If not, it's because the one time I tried to buy Metal Gear Solid 4 is the one time I was ever actually, like, carded at a GameStop, and they were like, sorry. Yeah, even though you're 17, we can't sell you this game. However, we can sell you this copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. And I'm just like, oh, cool. Thanks. I just didn't buy it. And then the next time I went to that GameStop, it was actually being liquidated. I bought a shit ton of games from the liquidation store that took its place. I believe what happened was with the liquidation thing was, it was me, Randy, and Ryan. We all were at the mall, and they were like, we went to the GameStop, and the GameStop was now closed. It was being liquidated. The liquidation company said, okay, yeah, any listed price on anything, it is 10% of that. So, hoo boy, that was certainly a good way to get a lot of games. We cleaned the fuck out of that building. Time to raid the store. That is literally exactly what we did. It's actually how I got a bunch of my Wii U games. Like, for instance, that's where I got my Wii U copy of Minecraft, and I remember I got the fucking Monster High games on Wii U because I thought that was funny. And they were like 30 cents, and I was like, hell yeah. Ow. Kinda hope a GameStop around me goes up. It doesn't happen all the time. I got lucky there. My other GameStop went out of business, and let me tell you, you wanna know how many, wanna know how much stuff I got from that? Nothing, because they closed the gate and they did nothing. I think what happened was at that specific mall, I just think they didn't pay their lease. And then they had the liquidation store come in and be like, alright, well, because you didn't pay your lease, we're selling all of this to just make our money back. They just moved the stock? Yes, they do. They did that at the other place. Please, one person... What? One person, engineer, please, just jump down, touch the point. Please, jump down, touch the point. Touch the point. It is at the end. We are going to lose if you do not stop what you are doing currently. Do you have any brain cells left? oh, but if I set up, it'll be better in the future. There will be no future if you do not go down there and stop them now. It will be over. It will be so over. Gonna be living off games for quite a while because I would be caught dead paying $80 for a game. Fucking true. Like, yes, have I paid more than $80 on both Fortnite and Dead by Daylight? Oh, for fucking sure. Am I gonna pay $80 for a new game? No. I'm fine with investing into games that I have already gotten all of my money's worth out of already. Like, I get it. I will pay money to enjoy more of the game that I enjoy. But, like, some of that shit is just stupid. That scout didn't even hit the ground. I'm not paying $80 for Mario Kart. Yeah. Such an absurd price. Oh yeah, that is one game where I 100% think changing the balance is a bad idea. Mario Kart. That's why Mario Kart Wii is like the best Mario Kart for like multiplayer, because everything's bullshit. Like, you might think, oh, well, you want game balance. No, not in Mario Kart. What you want in Mario Kart is to be mad. That's like the entire point of Mario Kart. If you're trying to play a game of skill expression playing fucking Mario Kart, there is something wrong with you. Like, unironically. There is something actually incredibly broken in your brain if you think that that is a good idea. Mario Kart should be skill-based, the ramblings of a madman. I'm just gonna turtle here. They can't kill me. Stop. I'm done. You know what? No, I'm done. That's... Engineer. Sniper. Why are you trying to preserve, like, a KD if we're about to lose? Stand on the point. That way, other people can get there and try to stop the team. Stop building sentries. Stop just hiding as sniper. Go down, and even if you die, you pause the movement. Dear Lord.